finna spit the illest lyrics. White man be born, manufactured in poverty. That's how a criminal's born. White supremacy exists cause blacks were stripped naked of the cash they was making. Black businesses forsaken. I get that bacon, fuck boys busy hating. I be
Hey guys, you want to learn how to get away with murder? Well, I'll tell you exactly how to do it. All you got to do is look like this guy right here. Smile in your pictures, be white, wear glasses, and look like the typical white guy that you see every day. But also have connections with law enforcement. So much so to where when police are notified of somebody like this guy being with the victim before they died, the cops end up dragging their feet and giving the families a runaround as if they're making a big deal out of nothing.
You see, this is how you get away with murder. Be a white guy that knows cops. Because everybody's told to call 911 when something happens. But what if 911 doesn't cut it? This is why I personally believe in street justice, but that's a completely different topic.
Lawrence Smith Fields was found with a concoction of drugs in her system when she was found dead. I believe the bleeding had to do with hemorrhaging from the concoction. Her organs were failing and she was bleeding out internally. That's how she bled from her nose and possibly bled from other areas in or outside of her body, because they found quite a bit of blood that was leaking from her. Now, when was the last time you heard the excuse of someone being a nice guy as the reason why there is no investigation being done on that person? He's a nice guy. I mean,
how many black men do you know weren't the suspects of a crime and were actually nice guys that are in prison right now doing time for something that they didn't even commit? How many nice guys that are black guys do you know weren't even criminals, but they're doing prison time right now because they black? Let me try to stay on topic.
Matthewlafountain deleted his Twitter, which revealed he lives in Milford, Connecticut. You see how amazing this is, guys? You see how amazing this is? So you're deleting all. If you're innocent, right? Why would you keep quiet? Why would you be so quiet about the situation? We know what details he gave on paper. But if you're innocent, wouldn't you do everything in your power to prove that you are innocent? As in you would do interviews, you would make sure you would just be on camera and just letting everyone know, look, I didn't do it. It wasn't me. Okay, I'm not that kind of person, but no. Matthew is going harder at deleting his social media accounts in order to try to hide from the public. You see? Because from what I know, black people don't do meth. Black people don't overdose on meth. I mean, if you ask the average black person about meth, they're gonna look at you like you crazy, because that is not black people's drug of choice. That is white people's drug of choice. Okay? Blacks don't do meth. Okay? It is what it is. This is a fact. This is a fact. So the fact that she overdosed on that leads me to believe that he spiked her drink. He came over. They decided to have drinks. When she got up and went somewhere to do whatever she did, he spiked her drink. She came back. They both drank. Only difference is hers was spiked, his wasn't. She ended up having reactions. He took her to the bedroom and did what he had to do. And then, whoops-a-daisy, she just died on me. She died, guys. I don't know what happened. I mean, you know, things in life just happen like this sometimes, man. People die, you know. They just meet strangers and die sometimes, you know. That's what happens to people. It just happens. And that's what Matthewlafountain wants us to think. All right? That's what he wants us to think. He wants us to think that when you meet strangers for the first time and then you turn up dead, that's just a natural occurrence. You know, that's just a part of life. That's just a natural thing that happens in life. But when you're a smart person like me and a whole lot of other people, you want to do some digging and you want to try to figure out what's really going on. Matthew. You see this woman on your screen right now? Her name is Brenda Rawls. She was found the same day that Lawrence Smith Fields was found. Dead. The same day. 2 miles apart. I wonder who she met up with before her demise. You see, it's very clear to me that when black women die from overdoses of drugs and there is a white perpetrator involved, the media is very, very silent. But let the perpetrator be a black man, and his face will be splattered all over the news, everywhere. In China, in Africa, Haiti. You'll see his face everywhere. But as soon as it's a white perpetrator that does it, it's like he's a ghost. Like he's a phantom. I can almost bet my money on it that the perpetrator that did what they did to Brenda Lee Rawls was a white man. There's a very good chance it was a white man. We don't even know, guys. We don't even know. It says, family of black woman Brenda Rawls, 53, found dead in Connecticut. Ooh, Connecticut, the same area that Mr. Nice Guy lives. Okay. Family of black woman Brenda Rawls, 53, found dead in Connecticut. the same day as another black woman whose family had similar complaints. Both Lawrence Smith Fields, 23, and Brenda Rawls, 53, were reported dead on the same day to police the next morning by men who they had been on dates with. The families of the two black women are demanding an external investigation into the handling of the two investigations. Neither family was notified that their relative had died, and both say that forensic evidence wasn't properly gathered. The Bridgeport Police Department, both families said, treated them without compassion or humanity and have ignored their correspondences. And that's because white men were involved, by the way. That's the reason. That's the reason. See, this is how far white America is willing to go to protect their own. Just in case you guys didn't know this. This is how far white America will go to protect their own. Zero news coverage. These people own the media. The same crooks that murdered these women. I'm just gonna call it what it is, guys. Let's stop beating around the bush. Let's stop acting like we can't see what's going on. The same people that murdered these women are the same people that own the media. Okay? These stories barely got any coverage, and that's on purpose because the perpetrators are white men. White men can't commit crimes like this, man. Because and that's what white America wants you to think. White men are just pure and perfect and faultless, and they can do no wrong. They can't hurt you. Even though they get away with most of the rapes, most of the rapes of little children and molestations and murders and crimes in general, they get away with a whole lot for obvious reasons. But anyway, it says they treated my sister Brenda like she was a Jane Doe. Like they found her on the side of the road with no identification. That's right. So apparently, Brenda Rawls went to a man's house and it happened to her. Okay? And they're still not speculating whether it was a white guy or not, but to be honest with you guys, I think it's safe to assume that he was white due to the lack of coverage. Like I said, if it was a black perpetrator, if anyone would have suspected that a black man did it, they would have had his address and his face plastered everywhere. I promise you. They do it all the time. All right. So I'm just going to finish off with this part, guys. It says, on the same day, 23-year-old Lauren Smith Fields was found dead in her apartment. She had spent the night with a 37-year-old man she met on Bumble. A medical examiner later concluded it was an accidental fentanyl overdose and that she died of acute intoxication due to the combined effects of fentanyl, promethazine, hydroxine, and alcohol. Why this concoction? Why this concoction? So you mean to tell me this 23-year-old was a mad scientist? she was a superior drug user on the exact same day she turned up dead? Is that what you're trying to convince me? Is that what you're trying to convince all of us to believe? That 23-year-old Lawrence Smith Fields was a mad scientist and a superior drug user on the same day she turned up dead after meeting Mr. Nice Guy, a.k.a. Matthewlafountain, or more like Matthewlafountain of Death. I'm being funny. But anyway, this is my take on it, guys. I'm going to end it off with this. I believe both Lauren Smith Fields, as well as Brenda Rawls, had their drinks spiked by these guys before they died. Okay, and there's a possibility that these men knew that these concoctions were lethal. They knew exactly how much to add, and they knew exactly which combinations could stop someone's heart and or cause hemorrhaging to where there's no point of return. Okay, it's very possible that they were very aware of these lethal concoctions of drugs. But yeah, that's my take on it, guys. Mr. Nice Guy. Okay, so it seems like there were two separate guys in both situations with Brenda and Lauren. But Mr. Nice Guy, aka Matthewlafountain, we know his name, we know where he lives or lived. But still to this day, Mr. Nice Guy gets to walk free and smile and be a, regular old white guy, I guess. A faultless white guy. He could do no wrong. He could kill you and get away with it. He could meet you one day, you die that day, and he gets to just walk away like nothing ever happened. That's what Matthewlafountain of Death gets to do. So if you ever see his face, run. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys. It's yours truly, King Leo. You already know what it is. Leave a like. Share the video. Deuces.